The hefty new US tariffs against India are set to kick in just a few hours from now. India will face a total of 50% tariffs on its imports from the United States. Pardon me, this is imports in the United States. Now, the US Department of Homeland Security has already notified India on the matter, signaling that the White House plans to push ahead with these higher tariffs. And the Donald Trump-led US administration has termed India's continued purchase of Russian oil a national security concern. In an interview, Vice President J.D. Vance stated that Trump applied aggressive economic leverage, including secondary tariffs on India, to make it harder for the Russians to get rich from their oil economy. As Trump's tariffs loom, the Indian Prime Minister has delivered a clear message to the countrymen: make in India and spend in India. Prime Minister Modi has pushed for vocal for local vision, declaring that India would step up its strength and no matter how much the pressure.
आत्मनिर्भर भारत के अभियान को हम सब आगे बढ़ाएं, वोकल फॉर लोकल बने, स्वदेशी ये हमारा जीवन मंत्र बनना चाहिए दोस्तों.
The 50% figure singles out India more severely than other major trading partners. The new tariff is expected to impact India's $87 billion worth of goods exports to the US in 2024. Key affected sectors include garments, gems and jewelry, and petrochemicals. The US runs a $45.7 billion trade deficit with India. Trump has been pressing for greater access to India's agricultural and dairy markets. Indian negotiators have resisted that demand, citing risks to millions of farmers. On the other hand, US exports to India may now face retaliatory measures. India exports manufactured goods and energy like LNG and crude oil worth $42 billion. The White House has also confirmed that all April 2nd exemptions remain intact. Apart from smartphones, computers and electronic devices, Indian pharma, metals and auto sectors get relief even as broader tariffs take effect. These carve-outs are crucial for India because they represent some of the highest value and most strategic export sectors. And that's a relief for India, especially given its high trade surplus with the US and recent friction over tariffs. India's 25% tariff will now apply to a wide range of exports not covered by exemptions. And that includes textiles, electronics, machinery, chemicals and other mass market goods. New Delhi is speeding up policy changes such as overhaul and simplification of the Goods and Services Tax (GST). This is to shore up confidence and growth in the economy. The government aims to reduce compliance costs for firms, abolish redundant laws and simplify tax rules. The government is also considering financial support for exporters to soften the blow from tariffs. Textiles, jewelry and footwear are among the industries expected to be the hardest hit. And there's more on this from our correspondent Susan Tehrani, who sends us this report.
The U.S. is inserting an extra 25% tariff on top of the existing 25% duty on Indian exports, bringing total duties to a staggering 50% on key sectors like textile, gem, leather, machinery, and marine products, though pharmaceuticals and smartphones are exempt. The Trump administration justifies this as a necessary national security measure tied to India's continued import of Russian oil, which it claims indirectly finances the war in Ukraine. Despite being targeted, India continues to maintain its sovereign stance, emphasizing energy security and pushing forward with self-reliance, doubling down on reforms, tax relief, FTA talks and export diversification. Economists say the tariffs will raise costs for U.S. consumers, especially in everyday goods, while India is already moving to offset the impact, expanding a trade with other countries. Meanwhile, on Tuesday, the U.S. State Department and India's Ministry of External Affairs issued identical statements saying that senior officials of the ministries and defense departments met virtually on Monday and expressed quote-unquote eagerness to continue enhancing the breadth and depth of the bilateral relationship. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.